am Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co., and this is the month in review for June 2025. Yes, I know that July is almost over at this point. Usually I do the month in review like towards the first week, maybe the second week of the month, but it just got pushed off a bunch this month, so here's your month in review for June, almost a month ago at this point, which means the next month in review might be in like 2 weeks, although honestly, with all the post-Gen Con stuff that will be happening, I don't actually know exactly how it'll play out, so we shall see. But with that said, this is the month in review. As usual, we'll be going over the various things, the board game stats for the month, my favorite videos of the month from other creators, my favorite videos from my own channel, my best new games of the month, my disappointments of the month, my crowdfunding highlights, and my general board game highlights. Timestamps to everything down below. We will start off with stats. I mentioned this last month, but June and May both had light recording of stats, meaning I'm 99% sure I played a decent amount more games than I actually logged, but convention season tends to do that, although I will say for July, I think I'm back to my usual 85 to 90% accuracy, meaning it's never fully accurate. I don't remember every game I played, and I don't pull out my phone after every game I played. Usually, hopefully, like every day or two, I'm like, what did I play the past few days, and notch it all down, log it all, write it all down, log it in BG stats. In any case, the board game stats for the month, at least as far as what I have recorded, I have 77 plays logged for the month of June. Again, I think it's much higher than that, but not entirely sure. Well, it's definitely higher. I just don't know how much higher than that. From those, we have 41 games, 29 of which were new to me, which means that either I specifically logged more of the new to me games, or alternatively, it was just very much a cult of the new month, which does happen time to time. Kind of just depends on what's on the docket at any given point. As far as those games, we had, as far as the games that I played at least 5 times or more, which is what I usually do, we had Vantage from Stonemaier Games with 5 plays. Overall, enjoyed that one. You can check out my review of it already, but it is a game that I think has a limited number of plays before it kind of wears itself out on me. We have Take Time with 5 plays. That one's a much easier, like, that's kind of like playing, like, I don't know, No Thanks with 5 plays. It's one of those games where my 5 plays were literally in a single session. Take Time is an upcoming release that is very much similar to games like The Mind or The Game. Very much about trying to, like, communicate, layer things out while being on the same wavelength, so to speak. We have Things and Rings with 6 plays. That's a game that constantly hits the table. Not always getting 6 plays a month, though. This past month, it definitely did. Again, it's one of those games that constantly comes out. Just sometimes it comes out once a month, sometimes it comes out every week. It just depends on who's at the table. Then we have Fate of the Fellowship with 6 plays. This is the Lord of the Rings, the Fate of the Fellowship. I've really been enjoying this one. Gotten a whole bunch of plays of it, and I'm still happy to table it, at least as of right now. Gave it a 4.5, still holding up for me. Again, to me, the fact that I'm still willing to pull it out and play it, not willing, the fact that I'm excited to pull it out and play it today even, like I'd be like, yeah, absolutely I'll play that. That definitely holds up as far as where it is for me. And then we have Mandalorian Adventures with 10 plays. This is specifically because I was diving into the expansion and I decided to like go through most of the base game content again from the get-go. So I kind of replayed all of Mandalorian Adventures, just going through them solo before diving into the expansion, kind of as a refresh to the system. And plus they're like, 30 to 45 minutes per session, so it's not that hard to go through, but that means that across Mandalorian Adventures and the expansion, I had 10 logged plays in June. So that is as far as my board game stats for the month of June, which brings us to my favorite videos. This is the section of my favorite videos from other content creators. Definitely check them out. I'll have links down below, but if you're looking for either videos that I just thought were more entertaining than your average board game video, or alternatively new channels, this is a good section to check out. Coming at number 5, we have Hidden Gems with Game Night Picks. This is basically Chaz Marler, his previous channel, Board Game Paradise, or what was it called again? Oh my gosh, it's been so long. He had something, Pair of Dice Paradise, is that what it was? But from Chaz Marler, he started doing he kind of brought his channel back to life, doing new things together with Grant Lyon, as well as other creators. But they have, Grant and Chaz did a Hidden Gems video, where basically people sent in pictures of their shelves, and they picked out what they recommend as the hidden games on those shelves. Love the concept for the idea, and it's entertaining to watch in general, not to mention getting good recommendations of games that aren't in the cult of the new, but are still worth pulling off that shelf. There's so many great games out there. Not all of them are the new ones. Then we have top 10 organization tips for your board game collection. This is a Covray video, but with special guests from the Board Game Garden. They did a collaboration video. Fun to see all 3 of them on camera. Not to mention, of course, the usefulness of the actual tips in the video of how to organize a board game collection. Also, if those who don't know, Jenna from the Board Game Garden, this is very much her genre. Not just board games, but like organizational stuff, lifestyle stuff. That's something that she has done in general. And so she's well informed on both aspects of the board games and the organization part of things. Coming number 3, we have top 10 things to do at a convention with the Dice Tower. Dice Tower did one of those longer videos where they just go over the best things to do at a convention. If you're someone who wonders, why are you going to a convention? Why spend the money? Because I definitely felt that way until I started going to conventions. Until I started going there, I kind of felt like, why? Why do people just go to conventions to pay more money for new releases when you can just be patient and get them for significantly less money? Not to mention the cost of the convention itself. But my opinion has changed. And if you're someone who's looking to have your opinion changed, although it will be expensive if you do, or alternatively, if you just go to conventions already and you're looking for other tips, this is a good video to watch. Coming in at number 2, we have Hit or Miss, reviewing their most anticipated games of 2024. Thinker Themer basically did a look back video. I love doing these. I actually have one coming up, I think tomorrow, on my Gen Con let's talk with them first, then go to me. Thinker Themer did a video basically looking at their most anticipated games of 2024 and then seeing how they have held up over time, at least the ones that they were able to get to, some they weren't able to get to either because of limited time or just they haven't even shown up yet. But I do love these kind of look back videos, which is why I recommend that one. And the thing I was mentioning is I think tomorrow, we'll see, it depends on the video schedule, but I think tomorrow is going to be a video of looking back at my Gen Con haul from last year and seeing how those have held up a year later. Like, I like looking back. Like, okay, great. Like, you know, all these videos that come out from all your creators are always like top 10 this, top 10 that, newest games, Gen Con, Essen, all these things are always so excited. And then like, where's the reality check? Where does reality set in? Like, how do things look after the hype has died down? I love those kinds of videos in general. Definitely recommend checking out Thinker Themers. Coming in at number 1, we have Playing With Myself from Tabletop Turtle. New channel, for at least for me. I don't think I've watched many other videos, if any. But he had a great video kind of playing with myself, kind of a little bit of an intro to solo gaming and the process of that discovery. Thought it was very entertaining, very well done. Definitely recommend checking it out. And especially if you watch my videos, like if you watch more of my videos, some of the same names show up again, like Dice Tower, Thinker Themer, like those are names that show up again. Although I will say Game Night Picks, I don't know if I've talked about yet, but in general, a lot of the channels I do see content from will show up again, so they're not really new recommendations, they're more like a recommendation of that particular video. But something like Tabletop Turtle right now, since this is the first time mentioning it, definitely check it out if you're looking for new channels to be on your radar. Coming in with the best new games of the month section. As usual, we have 5 for most of these sections, at least 5 when I have them. If I don't have them, I just don't force it. But we have Best New Games of the Month, we have 5. We have Time to Panic coming in from Ivy Studios. Really enjoyed this solo or cooperative game of trying to order things amongst chaos that is being thrown your way. We have Sail Legacy. Enjoyed playing through this one. Excited to finish it when I actually have a chance to finish the final game. But I played through the whole first arc of Sail Legacy and excited to play more of it. Coming in number 3, we have Seven Wonders Dice. This is an upcoming game. Really enjoyed playing this one. I love Seven Wonders. I love Seven Wonders Duel. I love the Seven Wonders ecosystem in general. Not every game, but the ecosystem in general. And Seven Wonders Dice was a good opportunity to try a game that I was definitely skeptical of, but was surprisingly fun. It's basically roll and write Seven Wonders, sort of. A little different than that, but it's kind of that vibe. Then we have The Hobbit There and Back Again. This is kind of like Railroad Inc., but themed to The Lord of the Rings. Lots of other differences, but that's the kind of main mishmash I would try to compare it to, but I had a lot of fun playing this one. Again, another upcoming game, and excited to play it more when I have the opportunity to do so. And then my number 1 is Fate of the Fellowship. My favorite game of the month of June, is favorite new to me game of the month of June. These are all new to me, by the way. Was Fate of the Fellowship, The Lord of the Rings, the one I already played 6 times. Well, I think I played it more than 6 times, because 6 times was in June, and I've played it in July too since then, so whatever that count is up to. But anyways, those are my favorite new games to me of the month of June. Again, games that were new to me as of June. I think my first plays of them were in June 2025. As far as my disappointments category, I think we have a record for this one, which is disappointments is a category that I don't always hit 5, which makes sense. Like, to me, disappointments aren't games that are okay. There's lots of okay games. They are games that I was looking forward to in some capacity, and they didn't deliver on that. It could be their bad games. More often than not, I just thought it would be over here, and it was just over here. But for at least the games I have logged on BG Stats, looking through them, I don't have anything that I would consider a disappointment in the month of June. Do not get me wrong. That does not mean every new to me game in the month of June, because like I said, there were 29 new to me games. From the 5 that I gave as my best 5, there are probably a few more that could have been in there, but I only picked 5. But the other 24-ish, 23-ish, 20-ish, whatever it is, they're not necessarily great games, but they weren't disappointments either. They were just fine games in some capacity. I had nothing that stood out to me this month as something that I was disappointed by, that's something I was looking forward to, and it didn't deliver on what I was looking forward to in whatever capacity. So it's the first time. This category rarely has 5, but I don't think it's ever had 0 in this video series. So no disappointments, which I guess is a good thing, although I don't know. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Just happens to be no disappointments. Anyways, as far as my favorite videos on my channel, we had a whole bunch, as usual. The 5 that I'm going to have here, ranked in my personal order, is number 5 is Simon just sold Zombicide. This is a news piece on the sale of the Zombicide IP from Simon. This is the lowest down because to me, this is like, there wasn't a ton of things to go into in this video. It's kind of me just giving my armchair analysis of like what this means as going forward. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Does it mean the end? Does it mean salvation? What are the situations of Simon selling the Zombicide IP? I think it's safe to say that confidence in Simon is definitely way down. Like, I think backing a game from them right now would be not necessarily the best move, which makes sense. They actually just announced a bunch of retail games, which makes sense. If you can't get people to spend money on the potential future promise of what is coming, definitely build up confidence by delivering while also selling things that are here and now. Like selling something that you can buy today, there's no risk in that. You buy, I mean, there's risk if it's good enough, but that's always the case. So Simon's definitely trying to do some pivoting while they adjust and get some of that consumer confidence back. Outside of that, next video was we had number 4 was my next few weeks and other crowdfunding creators. Basically, it was me giving a little bit of an update of what the next month looks like for me with all the convention travel going on. And then specifically, the reason it's on this list is not because of that part, is because I got an opportunity to shout out other content creators, something I always love doing, and I find I did it a lot in the earlier days of the channel, and I don't do it as much now. Part of that is a lack of discovery of new channels, and part of that is just I always have these lists and I don't always take the time to make them. So I am glad that I had the opportunity to shout out and recommend a bunch of other content creators, because I generally believe that I'm a big fan of sharing the love. Coming in at number 3, we have the best 8 games I saw at Origins. This is an opportunity to talk about games at Origins, the only 8 that I felt made the cut, the games that I was excited about because of seeing them at Origins. And I like the opportunity to tell you, not just like, when I do like things like, 15 games at Origins, those preview lists, sometimes like they're not necessarily as based in actual good games so much as what I hope will be good. And so 8 games that I had more of an opportunity to see more about, I like the opportunity to do a more of a, hey, these are the 8 that I saw, that I tried, that whatever, that I am excited about now. That was that video. Then we have the top 10 games I cooled on over time. Again, as much as I love the cult of the newest, as much as I like the newest lists, I do like that reality check, that back to reality or whatever, of looking back at games that I was hyped about once upon a time, and then just things faded for me. And so these are my biggest drops, so to speak. I don't know if it's like actually, perceptually to me, these were the biggest drops I could think of games that I really liked, and then they moved down to anything from not in my collection anymore to just still here, but not quite as excited as I used to be. And then my favorite video of the month was my top 10 crowdfunded games in my collection. Again, I like that kind of, there's a difference between top 10 games of 2024 and then, hey, out of my entire collection, out of my games that I keep, that I play, here are my top 10 games that were crowdfunded games that are in my collection. I like that kind of check on how things actually are, not just isolated, but a full look at how things are. Those are my favorite videos from me. Which brings us to my crowdfunding highlights. I had 3 in this category. There was Excalibur from Roxley. That was an interesting one. I kind of like Excalibur. It's a weird game for me in the sense that it's very much a lighter game, but I have fun whenever I play it, so I don't know how to gauge that one. Like, I enjoy it. Like, I'd happily sit down and play Excalibur right now. My biggest complaint is I think it runs 20% too long for the experience I get out of it, which honestly I complain to have about Love Letter too, like kind of the same category, but I definitely prefer Excalibur to Love Letter, and the production is way overproduced, but in a fun way. Number 2 was Agricola Special Edition from Awakened Realms. That's a game that, again, for me, I would say that the general ranking of some of these games is Castle of Burgundy is top notch. Then Caverna. Caverna is not actually one of the ones that's been deluxeified, but we're talking about Agricola, so I have to talk about that too. Then there's Caverna, then there's Agricola, then Puerto Rico. That would be my ranking of those 4 games. So I really hope that they do a Caverna one at some point, because Caverna is the one I like more than Agricola. But I do like Agricola, and I like Agricola more than Puerto Rico, and Puerto Rico has been enhanced for me from the Special Edition. Like, the Special Edition definitely made Puerto Rico a better game for me to play and enjoy, and I'm looking forward to seeing whether they do the same with Agricola. So I'm excited for that one. Cautiously excited. Time will tell on that one. And then lastly, my favorite campaign of the month would be Inish Big Box. I love Inish, one of my favorite games, and getting a big box version version of it, a new version, not really a big box, it's like marginally bigger, but new content for the game and updated content. Not every change was I a fan of, but overall I was a fan of the new edition. I think it's a kind of the same thing with honestly every single Kemet Cyclades and Inish. Every time they've made a newer version of it, I've overall liked the new version while missing some things from the old version, which is sad, but that is the way life is. Not everything will always be perfectly customized for my exact goals and wants in life. Which brings us to the last category, the highlights of the month. As usual, these are the games that I just enjoyed playing that are not new to me. These are just reminders of games that I'm still tabling, still playing, and still having really good times with despite not being new. Coming in at number 5, we have Captain Obvious. One of my surprise hits from Gen Con last year. It's just a stupid game from Lucky Duck, but I just have so much fun every time I play it, and I know everyone I've played it with has enjoyed it. And it, hit the table this month again. It's just continuously fun. Number 4 would be Santorini Riddle the Sphinx, continuing to play through that one, enjoying that. I should hopefully have review content soon, but then again, Gen Con is going to throw a bit of a wrench into the mix of whenever I come back from Gen Con with like a haul of games, I try to go through that as fast as possible, because usually it just adds like 50 games to my review queue, and I try to get that down as fast as possible, which means focusing on a lot of Cult of the New and a lot less of the old, which is still fun. It's just a different kind of fun, but we'll see what happens to Santorini Riddle the Sphinx for the next month or so. Coming in at number 3, we have So Clover. Always a good time, always a fantastic time. So Clover is just, I can't say enough good things about that game. I just can't. It's a good. I love it. I love So Clover. It's so much fun. Coming in at number 2, we have Skyrise. Skyrise from Roxley Games. Continuously is an excellent experience that I have a lot of fun with. One of my favorite Roxley games. I have to look at their list. Like Radlands is up there. Skyrise is up there. I just did a ranking of the Roxley games, so I'd have to check where I put each. But I think I would put Skyrise over Radlands, at least as of right now. But I could be wrong with that. I don't know. Skyrise is definitely up there. And then Brass is obviously up there as well. Honestly, they have a lot of good games. I just mentioned Excalibur. I mentioned Santorini Riddle the Sphinx. Honestly, this seems like it's kind of like a Roxley month right now. This is not intended. And then number 1 was 4 Shuffle. I've been really enjoying playing through 4 Shuffle with the new expansion content. I still need to review the new expansion content. Haven't done that. Honestly, whenever the video goes up, it's a short video. The video is, I like the new cards. I recommend them. That's the video. But I will do it a bit more in detail than that. But I love 4 Shuffle, and it's always fun when I get to play it. And the expansion content, I've only gotten to play with like maybe 3, maybe 4 times, so it was nice to dive into it again, continuously reminding me that I do like the new cards. Like I really like the new synergies the game introduces. Again, this will save you watching the review whenever that comes up. I like the expansion content. In any case, that is the month in review. Until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, I hope you have a good one.